tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you definitely, no doubt, have to feed those muscles so you can be definitely strong and everything. But I want to ask you the most important thing. I mean, all your fans are watching the show tonight, and I want to ask you, what do you want your fans to get out of this episode to know about you, as well as new fans that you'll be gaining? So, what do you want people to know about the Queen tonight?
That depends on if you have any interesting questions for me. I've done a handful of these podcasts, and I got to tell you, I've some of them are friends of mine, so I was doing them a favor. But it's the same questions every time. It gets really boring. So I'm gonna leave it up to you to keep it interesting, because my fans, new or old, might learn some new things about me.
Well, I do have to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna roll this first clip because, like I said, I want to kind of, like I said, bring you a different light in the crazy world of wrestling podcasting. So now you had a show back in, of course, July 9th for SOAR Wrestling, and I saw it on your social media, and something about the show. I think you weren't in a happy mood, and like this show, I'm gonna say it left a sore taste in your mouth. Now, how did that show turn out? Because I was like, yeah, I'm sure she's not too happy about that.
You said the one for what? The 9th, this most recent one?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the one that had the sour taste in my mouth. That would have had to have been my opponent, Olivier, because I busted up her face a little bit. Things got a little bloody. So if anything, she had the bad taste in her mouth. Literally. But I'm not mad. And let me rephrase. I am a very, very angry person. It takes a lot to actually get my anger out to where people can see it. But I wasn't mad. I was not mad about my last show because the woman I fought, Olivia Vagos, I'm not saying she gave me a run for my money or any of that, because a lot of people, there aren't a lot of people who can do that. But she opened my eyes to what women are doing now in wrestling, because I'm just now returning after being gone for a little over a year because of my ACL surgery. And while I was away, I was still watching and learning, but it's different than getting in the ring. And so I really didn't know what was changing as far as skill level and anything with my opponents. Well, Olivia fixed that up for me really quick, because not only was she incredibly fast, she was very vicious, and she could take a hit. I hit hard. I kick harder. And the fact that she just kept getting up was just like, okay. All right. So I wasn't mad. If anything, I was impressed. But that's not going to change my attitude about tomorrow when I face her in my number one contenders match for the NCWO Women's Championship. That's not going to change my outlook, because I know I am going to win.
Well, that's one thing on the show. NC, of course, WO. That's a big show tomorrow, and that's one thing I want to touch up on this off the top rope Friday night episode, because that is a huge show. And how often are you thinking about it? Because I know when you have a match coming up, like what do you do to get ready? Because I mean, I'm sure talent do things different. I mean, read a book, listen to music. What does the Queen do to get ready to get the 1, 2, 3?
Well, you gotta know this. And this is something that all of my future opponents should know as well. I don't get ready. I stay ready 24/7. That never changes. Now, to get into a certain headspace, sure. The day of the show, I might take things a little easier. I might take it easy on me because I'm a very intense person. So I'll try to relax as much as I can. But I don't lose sleep. Okay? I don't panic. I don't overthink things. I don't think, oh, what am I going to do if she hits me with this? What am I going to do if she hits me with that? Like, I don't care. Okay? Because I know I'm a champion. And I know I always win. And the only times I don't is when I get cheated. Which happens.
Well, You talked about like the one thing that I'm really glad that you got over your injury, you're back and better than ever. And being out, like what did you learn about like yourself? Like, but as far as being out, like what did you do to get yourself ready? And like how hard was that to come back? Because tearing, ACL, all that happens a lot in wrestling. I mean that's something that they say, somebody may never be the same again. But for you, how was that?
It was really hard. It was really hard. Physically, I feel like I can handle anything. I had a really hard time handling that. I was in constant pain every single day, no matter what I did. If I didn't even walk all day, or if I just went for just down to get my mail, it was constant pain all the time. And it wasn't until, even after I got cleared to return from my doctor, it was still pain. I was still having to deal with pain all the time. And I have a really high tolerance to medication, so I don't even bother with pain pills. And so there was really no real relief I could have. So I had the physical struggle. I had the mental struggle of having to sit sideline and watching all of these other incredible people just supersede their dreams in such a short amount of time. Not saying they don't deserve it. They very much so deserve it. And it bothered me so bad, just because it's like, damn, I know that that's me. Like, I know that I can get up there, but I literally am not able to right now. And that hit me mentally. And then emotionally, it was just the most challenging thing I ever had to deal with, because I live alone. And so I had to take care of myself. I didn't really have anyone that could help me, like, personally with personal stuff. And it was just a lot. It was a lot. And to deal with that for a year, a little more than a year, it was really humbling at the same time, because it's like, damn, like I did that.
Yeah.
Like, and it made me feel really proud too, because that's a career-ending injury.
Well,
like, a lot of people don't come back from that.
I'm gonna give you ropes, respect, round of applause, because you came over the hill and you did it, and you're here, and you're healthy, you're doing good. That's why you're here with us tonight on Off the Top Rope Friday night. Now, on a positive note, when you started to get back into your groove and you got better, when did you know that moment, as far as rehabbing, get back in the ring, hitting the ropes again? When did you know, like, you were back in the groove? Like, damn, the Diamond Queen is back. Like, did that moment ever hit you, or it was just like, just took like baby steps?
There was a moment. There was an exact moment that happened. And it actually was my very first match back, because I wasn't nervous. Get that straight. I was not nervous.
Queen don't get nervous now.
I don't get nervous. I was excited. I had that excitement because I faced Danny B. She's like my top feud ever since I started. We've always been at each other's throats. So I was really excited. And because I got to see how she had changed in a year too. But once we got out there and we just started fighting, it just felt right. Like, it felt good to kick a bitch in the face again. It felt good to like slam someone down, to bend their back against the post. Like, it definitely made me think like, yeah, this is definitely for me. Like, I took a year off. I could have done other things. I did do other things, but this is for me. This is what I need right now. And that's what I knew. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck if I tear my right ACL and I have to do this all over again. I'll still come back. Like,
and that's the mentality you have to definitely have. And you said you and Danny, She brings the best out of you. You bring the best out of her. And you brought up a really good point too. Is that it seems like when you wrestle somebody so much and like it's like one of your top feuds, it's kind of like meeting up with friends, go to the bars because like somebody quite well and you're like, oh shit, like who's Tom Z going to do tonight at the bar? That's like wrestling your opponent. You're like, all right, what's Danny going to do tonight? And I think that from a wrestling aspect, is that I guess that's probably a good thing because you get excited for that shit.
Mm-hmm. Right. It was exciting. But I will say though, as exciting as it is fighting old feuds, because I've got old feuds with Maddie Rankowski. Like I wrestled her a good, like I want to say 3 or 4 times maybe. Miranda Gordy, I've got her a handful of times, and because I got injured like really early in my career, so I did not have a lot of matches under my belt, and so like when you get to fight someone that you have a feud with, it's a special kind of fight. The punches feel even better, kicks feel better. It's fantastic.
I'm gonna say this to you, Queen. That is that next time. Well, it doesn't really happen, but if I ever have into a fight, I need some help. I'm gonna be calling you up because you have like that tough demeanor. Don't take no shit. And if I need a bodyguard, I give you. I just love like that. That you're not arrogant about it. You know that God blessed you to be a wrestler, and you don't take that for granted because I really believe that. And you could probably say I'm right or wrong in wrestling that do it to the extreme because tomorrow is not guaranteed, especially in wrestling.
Yeah, tomorrow is not guaranteed. That's why if you have a moment, if you have an opportunity, you need to seize that moment. You need to seize that opportunity. I'm not saying go do stupid shit, but you can't let stuff like that pass you up. Like I'm not like one thing that bugs me more than anything about a lot of indie wrestling is just all the crazy crap they do off the top ropes, the fucking 580 splash and all this stupid shit. And I'm just like, can you stop just trying to reinvent all these stupid moves and just fight? Like, I really don't think fans, people who watch wrestling, I don't think that they give 2 fucks about a new invented move or how crazy, insane, and dangerous anything is. I mean, some people do, sure, but I think like the majority of wrestling fans, they just want to see a really good fight.
Now as far as you said, that's one thing about the indie scene, Queen, is that they do some crazy shit. I mean, you got motherfuckers jumping off like balconies, and I've seen guys jump off buildings, the back of pickup trucks. Which I grew up a fan from the old school in the '80s, and that's not my style. And like that bothers you about the indie scene. Is there anything that bothers you about the top national scene with the WWEs or the AEWs, or it's all fine and dandy with them and the indies can learn from them?
It's not just that indies can learn from them. Everyone can learn from everyone. It's just people let their egos get in the way and they don't want to admit that they could be better or that their stuff isn't the best. But when you're looking at top promotions, it's very obvious that they kind of get wrapped up too much. Yeah. There is such a thing as getting too much wrapped up into a story, getting too invested into a certain style, and you just run the well dry, and it just gets really boring really quickly. Or you have like stupid storylines that don't make any sense. The one thing that is my number one pet peeve, if we want to talk about pet peeves, let's talk about pet peeves.
I want to hear the Queen's pet peeves.
For this, down. So my number one pet peeve is that it seems like a lot of places are trying to bring back the diva era.
Yes.
I feel like too many promotions focus more on how a woman looks versus if she can actually wrestle. That pisses me off more than anything.
Preach. Yeah.
Because wrestling is not a beauty pageant. It never should have been a fucking beauty pageant for women. Should have been a division where it's like you got men that can fight, you got women that can fight. But no, they had to make it to where it's all about TNA and just having hair down to your butt. These push-up bras and make it like, oh gosh.
Exactly.
It's a glorified beauty pageant, and I absolutely refuse to ever be labeled as a diva. Got the attitude of one, but that's it. Because my goal in wrestling is not to be known as, oh, that's a good women's wrestler. I want people to know my name, Evelyn Carter, and say, damn, that is a good wrestler. And I want my name to go down as one of the Texas legends.
That's right. Hell yeah. Hey, you got my vote. Like you got my vote. 9 million gazillion percent. You got you got to worry about me. And I'm gonna roll this clip too because we talked about the big promotions, and I hope I got this question right. So if I effed up, my bad, everybody. So I hope I got this question right. So of course, you know, the Rose believes in the Queen. You know, if she made the jump to the bigger promotions, but how do you feel you would fit in? Like the big promotions, like does it depend on how they utilize talent and spots? Like, you know, like how do you feel about that? If you came, I think you would dominate all of them, but like because they're all different. So if I got that question right, like how do you feel you would fit in any of the promotions, Impact, you know, and all of them on there?
I feel like there is definitely a place for Evelyn Carter in all of those promotions, only because there is not another one like me.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Like there's not another one like me. Like, I'm sorry. You cannot imitate my look. You cannot imitate my size. Like, wrestling's been around for a hot minute. As I've taken a seat back and I can see all my future competitors, there ain't another one like me. Sorry.
Nope.
Like, there's not. Now, as far as where I mean, if we want to talk about where I'd want to go, I would totally like to hit up NWA. Like, that would be nice. NWA and Ring of Honor. I feel like I would have like a really good impact over there. You know, no pun intended, because Impact was up there. But
now, if you had to take, it don't matter who it is. I'll be sitting there front row. I love my Fig Newtons. It's well documented. I have my Fig Newtons and milk front row. One lady or guy today in the big promotions that you think you have a badass match with. Like who do you think? So I'll be there. I'll be there.
Across any promotion, across any big promotion, I feel like I could have a real Clash of the Titans match against Rhea Ripley.
Oh shit, that'd be badass. Because because she has, again, it goes back to that, like you and her, y'all's persona is like that. Just like when if y'all walk past me in the street, I'm going the other side. Like if I hear like you're like Rhea, her demeanor and yours is just like when y'all talk in the room, I'm sitting the fuck down. I'm like, they're talking, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. So that would be such a good match. Like I got goosebumps. Like no, seriously goosebumps. And would it be? I know a lot of people don't use them. Would it be a just straight match or like be a gimmick match? Because gimmick matches, they got to be used in the right way. People just think they can do a gimmick match or work. But would it be just a straight shoot match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be a straight match.
Yeah.
Ain't got no time for any gimmicks with her. You kidding me? We'll gimmick it up if we're a tag team. But
I just want to say I hope everybody is enjoying Off the Top Rope Friday night. Feel the heat, of course, with the Queen, one and only Queen, the Diamond Queen. Evelyn Carter is live tonight. If you want to ask her a question, leave a comment. I'll pull it up on the air. Like I said, ask her anything, who she wants to beat up next. Like I said, like how much beating up she gonna do tomorrow night, because I know she will. Ask a question. I'll be glad to share it on the air here on off the top rope. Now, Evelyn, who doesn't like to eat? I ask this all the time to my guests, and I got a lot of Texas talking on my show. So you talked about Texas. I've never been there, but I want to ask you, number one, how freaking sizzling is the wrestling scene in Texas? Because I know you got Thunder Rosa's Mission Pro. Like Texas, like, is a hot state for wrestling right now.
I would say it's the hottest, honestly. And literally, like you literally just said, you got Ring of Honor here. You've got Thunder Rosa, Mission Pro. You got Vixen's Wrestling Revolution. You have the OIWA, which is based here in Dallas. Like, come on. You know how many stars we have? Like, I just saw yesterday that Jasmine Allure made her main event debut. Yeah. She's Texas.
No.
You see how many times Maddie Rankowski's kicked someone's ass on AEW? She's Texas. You got Thunder Rosa currently on AEW. Like, come on. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny, period, that the women out of Texas, we are built different. We are fed cornbread and brisket, and it shows.
Well, the thing about it, Queen, that y'all are a different breed, but y'all like to just beat people up, and like I said before, you, Thunder Rosa, and Maddie, like I said, man, y'all be my hired guns to beat people up for me, like I said, and I ain't fucking with y'all. So like, I ain't with y'all.
That's what being a Texan's about.
Now,
that's with us.
Now, of course, you talked about just the great wrestling in Texas. Now, I got to ask you the number one question. If for the first time, when I finally get my ass to Texas and see a good wrestling match, what is the top place to get some good food? Because who doesn't love food? Where would I stuff my face before a match if I came to see you or Thunder Rosa or anybody? Let me know the good place in Texas to eat, because, brother like to eat.
I'm going to tell you right now, next time you come to Dallas, you need to go downtown to the Pecan Lodge. My God, that's going to be the best barbecue you ever had, especially the brisket. I can't help you out with San Antonio and Houston and all that crap. I can't help you out. But, man, right there, the Pecan Lodge is where you want to go.
Well, I'll definitely make a note of that. And, the big thing I'm showing wrestling, that being a wrestlers change as time goes on. And you probably, as we talk tonight here on the show, the Evelyn Carter of, 2022. But what do you think the difference is between from the Evelyn Carter I'm talking to right now compared to the Evelyn Carter of like 2 years ago when you first got started out? I mean, because I'm sure as a wrestler, you see change.
It's night and day. It is night and day. And I'll tell you why. When I first started wrestling, my name did not matter. Okay. I'm not throwing shade at the original promotion that took me under their wing, taught me, and all that stuff. My name really didn't matter. All that seemed honestly to matter was how I looked. Typical, I didn't look like this when I started. I didn't have all these tattoos when I started. I had brown hair. I had long brown hair. Didn't have these tattoos. And I didn't have this intensity about me. But when I first tried out wrestling and I first started, I fell in love with it. So I was like, I'm going to do this. Like, whatever. And as I played the part that was put in front of me, I read from the script. I played that drama queen. I played that diva role. I played the role that was given to me.
But you don't like the diva role,
Which I don't, but I did. I did it because as much as I hated it, I did it because that's what I was told to do. I didn't have anyone in the business that I could go to for advice. I was alone in this. My husband at the time was not very supportive, so I really was alone. And so I had to play by the rules. I didn't want to get any heat. And I did what I was told. I looked a certain way. I talked a certain way. I started off as the lovely Evelyn Carr. You can even literally go back and you can hear my voice and how it was different. It was higher pitched. Everything about me was ingenuine. And I was the diva. I played the valet. I was just the pretty little thing in a skirt, and then I was the pretty little thing in the ring. I had no real intensity about me. I just went in, got my ass kicked, and then I just made it look good, you know? And I just kept killing myself. I kept killing myself, and I was playing this role, and I was doing a really good job at it. I was playing this role and giving it on my all. I was training nonstop. Like, oh, Evelyn, you got to wear a 2-piece. You got to show more skin. Oh, Evelyn, you gotta come off as like a little more friendly. Like it's a show. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. Up to the point that was my breaking point.
Yeah.
When I literally got broken. I had to take time off.
Because I'm sure you knew how good you really were, but I'm thinking they weren't seeing that. So you're like, well, I'm just getting slapped in the face with bullshit. And they're overseeing that. And, in the end, you fooled them wrong. So because look where you're at today. And they're probably saying, shit, I should have, been a more, open-minded into seeing what the Diamond Queen could do in the ring. So it sucks to be them.
Yeah, they fucked up because they just wanted me as a pretty face to put on a good show. And I wanted more. Like I said, I want to go down as a Texas legend. I want to be on that list with Steve Austin, Guerrero. Even I know Thunder Rosa is going to be on there now. Like I want on that list, and I want that to be known. And nobody gave a shit in the beginning. Like nobody cared. They just cared that I was pretty, and I could like wrestle a little bit. That was it. And of course, I got injured. And so I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. I'm doing this my way now.
That's it.
I got more comfortable in my skin, changed my look. This is more me. I finally started being myself, evolved into the Diamond Queen. I am no longer lovely. I am a Diamond Queen, and I will take your fucking head off.
Well, you got a similar story. You got the Diamond Queen, but your story also resembles the Rattlesnake. Stone Cold was getting slapped with lame gimmicks. We all know the WCW thing, didn't work out. And Steve Austin said, F this, shave the head, and, I'm doing it my way. So you guys got that similarity, what you guys did. So, yeah, 2 Texas legends right there. Hell yeah.
Now, on the Broken Skull time with Steve Austin, that'd be nice.
I would definitely be. I would pay to see that, no doubt. Now you said Ty. I want to talk about SOAR wrestling, and a lot's coming up with the promotion. So I want to ask you that. I've researched this promotion doing really big things and moving ahead. Like, what expectations pretty much looking forward for fans look out for SOAR wrestling, and what do you want to see more from the promotion? And maybe some future opponents that you like to see come to the promotion. So, the sky's the limit. So all those things, I mean, SOAR is soaring. So yeah, what do you think about moving forward with the promotion?
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because this message needs to get out there about SOAR specifically. Our founder, Sir Mo, he is not in the best health right now. And so on July 9th, we made the organization, we made an executive decision to no longer have shows until he gets better, because he's the type of man that as soon as he gets 1% better, he goes right back to work, and we can't have that. We need him at 100%. And so for now, we are not going to run any SOAR shows. We're still running training out of our Bumps and Bruises 469, of which I'm actually the head coach. So if anyone wants to learn to be a wrestler and wants to get their ass handed to them on a tri-weekly basis, we got training 3 days a week, then I would say look us up, because we are always taking new students. We got a couple great new students that are going to be rising stars. I just know it, of course, because I'm coaching them. But yeah, so SOAR's paused right now. I'm not saying it's canceled, but SOAR is paused right now. Our training academy is still going strong. We're still doing that. And just overall, because I'm sure in your research you saw a little bit about the OIWA.
Yeah.
So that is our parent company, basically. So we have SOAR in Dallas. We have Chaotic Kingdom Wrestling in Arkansas. We have Southern Extreme Wrestling in Memphis, Tennessee. And it's just this incredible, man, you want to talk about just getting back to the roots of wrestling, like good like good fights, makes like everything makes sense. You're at the edge of your seat, you're watching all these stars and blah blah blah. You want to talk about that great wrestling, you're gonna find it in the OIWA. You really are. I mean, just look at our OIWA heavyweight champion, Dante Smiley. He is the current Fireball on Control Your Narrative. Like, I am so glad you like, yeah, where, okay, first off, Ty, where the fuck was Control Your Narrative on that list of big promotions, huh?
Yeah.
He's finally getting his wing. He's finally able to take off with Control Your Narrative. And if you've ever seen any of his matches, that's it.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. And if you don't know, then you're a fucking idiot for not knowing who Dante Smiley is. Like, I'm just saying. But when you just look at him and you see how he holds the OIWA heavyweight championship, like, that tells you. Like, that is enough to tell you, like, damn, that's a good company.
Well, at least you guys care about going back to how wrestling started, the roots, the gritty, the good storytelling, because I think that's what a lot of promotions are missing today.
Yeah.
They're trying to do shit that doesn't work. And I think things succeed because you got to go back to where you started and, you know, the foundation, going back to the old school wrestling. And for some reason here in 2022, people forgot about that. It doesn't exist. So, and that's where, you know, like you said, stuff that's stale. Like fans are like, see, been there, done that, change the channel, or I won't buy a ticket. So, yeah, and you brought up a good point earlier. We talked about that earlier on. People just not, you know, I think it's just so simple. It's just good storytelling, and I don't know. It's a
double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It really is a double-edged sword because you've got some promotions that all they do is do storytelling with people within their little organization that nobody knows jack shit about. I see a lot of that. Yeah. I'm not going to say who exactly because I see a lot of that where they just do all the heavy storytelling without bringing in extra people. And so it gets dry, it gets stale real quick. And then you got the people that don't tell a story at all and they just care about high spots. There are not a lot of good promotions that do a beautiful mix of both. Yeah. The OIWA is an organization that does that. Yeah. Mission Pro does that. Vixen's Revolution does that. Again, Texas does that.
Texas style, Texas sizzling. It's just damn good. Now, of course, Evelyn, you know, we're at the point of the show where I'm gonna try to stump you. So you said you want me to bring to you my best on the show. So you ready for the question? I'm gonna try to stump you here. So you ready?
Fine.
All right.
Damn, Ty. That's good.
All right, we'll roll the clip. All right. It's story time on the ropes. So here we go. The question is, of course, the one and only Diamond Queen, Evelyn Carter, has to pick a lady from wrestling today who she's never faced. Now, set up the angle first, pretty much, and then how would the feud begin leading up to what type of match would you have with this person? And, of course, what major event would it be from that promotion? WWE, AEW, Impact, whatever you want to throw in there. So that's the question for you.
All right. Let's go ahead and stick with my original opponent. I had said Rhea Ripley. Let's stick with her. On this. I never faced her. The story would be.
Do y'all cross paths and bump each other, or how does the story develop?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna paint you a picture. I don't just give like a 1-2 sentence thing. I paint a whole ass picture. If you've ever watched me on Instagram, I go on these things like rants. I paint you a pretty picture. So the story would be between Evelyn Carter, Rhea Ripley. It would start exactly as you said. It would start as me just kind of casually bumping into her because I'm arrogant. I can take anyone. It's not so much arrogant as confidence. I exude confidence. I can take on anyone. I don't care. And so I would be the thorn. I would be the thorn in her side. I would be the itch she cannot scratch. I would be constantly in the back of her head, buzzing around, reminding her that she is not the top threat at the E. I would be that constant reminder up to the breaking point where she would just lose her mind and finally say, you know what? I'm going to put you in your place. I'm going to show you a thing or two, get you to shut up and leave me alone. We would go at it. It would be shoot style. She would realize that she fucked up by accepting my challenge, and thus the feud is born. She's currently trying to hold on to her position as an almighty powerful person. Meanwhile, I am slowly breaking her down because she doesn't know, she hasn't dealt with anyone like me. She hasn't had to talk to anyone like me. And she sure as hell has never had to face anyone like me in the ring. And it would all lead up to a main event. Let's say WrestleMania. Why not?
I'm thinking WrestleMania.
Let's say WrestleMania. Lead up to that one big night. Or 2 nights, since they like to break it into 2 fucking days now.
Y'all could do, now they do WrestleMania on Saturday and Sunday. Y'all could do like 2 matches and like y'all could do like a series kind of match. Like y'all have one Saturday and Sunday, so y'all can even it up and finally, that'd be a cool idea.
It would be a match that never ends. And so it has to be carried over into 2 days until it finally does.
I like that. I could see her getting interviewed on Raw or SmackDown, and she's like looking over and she tells the backstage interviewer, excuse me, and she'll be like, can I help you? And you being, cocky, like, nah, just analyzing. And then you pissed her off. Yeah. So I like that. I like that. That gets an A plus 100%. Yeah, I definitely like that. So really cool answer for the segment here Off the Top Rope. Now, Evelyn, of course, as we close up this awesome episode of Off the Top Rope, we all felt the heat tonight here on the ropes with the Diamond Queen. Now, you have a big, of course, day tomorrow, and I want you to slam and promote because you got, of course, your match tomorrow. Heat is on. Like I said, you got your Facebook, Twitter. Let everybody know what is going on next with the Diamond Queen because she is going to kick ass tomorrow night.
Yup. It's going to be in McAlester, Oklahoma for that #1 contenders match against Olivier Vagos. If you want more details, you know what? If you want to take the time to drive out to McAlester, Oklahoma, go ahead. It's going to be one hell of a show. NCWO puts on a hell of a show every time they do, and it's amazing. So if you want to take a little car trip, I ain't going to stop you. I ain't going to be mad at it. You're going to have a great show. So just do it. You want more details, or if you want to, a lot of people like to cyber stalk me. So if you want to cyber stalk me, I made it stupid easy for y'all. You can literally look me up, The Evelyn Carter, on everything. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and I will pop up.
Boom. Boom. And one thing about tomorrow's match, of course, just simple, and what can they expect from the Queen? I would say domination. Simple.
Duh.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm the Diamond Queen. Duh. I always dominate. I always come out on top.
Well, I would say definitely good luck tomorrow, and you got this. I'm proud of you because, like I said, you're overcoming an injury. You're back better than ever. And like I said, you will be, when it's all said and done, a Texas legend. Of course, the Diamond Queen, the only Diamond Queen, Evelyn Carter. Now, Evelyn, I want to ask you, from 1 to 10, would you ever come back on Off the Top Rope again, and we could just talk shit and talk the breeze?
I sure would. I would make that an 11.
I get when I get an 11 from the Diamond Queen. Damn, I'll take it. I'll take it. Keep my mouth shut. I ain't trying to get beat up. So, but well, Evelyn, I want to thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join Off the Top Rope on this Friday night. And I always say, God bless. Good luck tomorrow. Get your gear that you still haven't gotten yet too. So definitely don't beat nobody up about that either, because I know you're pissed off about it. So
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that anger to fuel me for tomorrow that I don't have any new gear.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, the Queen, she embraced the ropes tonight. Evelyn Carter was my guest tonight. Evelyn, thank you very much for joining Off the Top Rope. And God bless and be safe.
Thank you.
This is your boy Ty Asbury. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Off the Top Rope Friday night. As I always say, God bless. Love yourself. We're out of here. Peace out. Have a great weekend.
The Ropes Media. Tyrod Asbury. Yeah. Tyrod Asbury. Yeah.